Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Jamila Davis Williams. I am a personal financial coach. And today I just want to talk to you about savings, right? We see what's going on since January. It's just the end of January. And since the beginning, have gotten interesting, right? And so the Lord had been dealing with me just about, teaching people that yes, you need to pay off debt. Yes, you need to budget, but you also need to save. And for many of us, I know it is not easy. We've tried to save, we end up using the money. So I get that. But now more than ever, we need to create our own financial system, right? We need to make sure that we have money in the bank in the event of an emergency, you are laid off, you take short-term disability, and they only pay you anywhere from 60 to 70%. So you need to make sure that you have a cushion in the event that something happens. And if nothing happens, great. You got money for a vacation, you got money for, whatever. But now more than ever, we need to save money. And so I want to just provide you some information and some tips on how you can save $1,000 in 90 days. Yes, $1,000 in 90 days. What if I told you that it only takes you saving $12 a day to hit $1,000 in 90 days, right? I've done it. I know what it's like to have a cushion. I know what it's like to not have a cushion. And so, just to give you a little bit of information about me, I've been in financial services for 30 plus years. And one thing I've seen over and over is women, people that look like me, I'll say that, come into the bank upset about overdraft fees or NSF fees that they've paid over, the year, some totaling $1,200, $1,300, even $1,500 that they've paid over a 12-month period in fees, but then they only have $5 in their savings account. And they're frustrated because they're trying to figure out why can't they save money? And that upset me too, because I've been there, right? I've been there. I know what it's like. At one time I was a single parent, struggling to make ends meet. It was not easy. I went through a divorce, had to file bankruptcy, and I had to bounce back, right? I had to kind of learn some stuff the hard way, but I was able to bounce back and then build a savings account that allowed me to actually be off work the last 12 months. Actually, now I'm going into 13 months that I haven't worked for anybody but myself. But I would not have been able to do that if I did not have a savings account that could, still kind of pay my bills while I'm off work trying to figure out this entrepreneurial thing, just to be honest. So I've been there. I've been on both sides. I know what it's like to have it, and I definitely know what it's like to not have it. And when you have it, it is a game changer. And so the first thing we want to do is save $1,000. You can do that in 90 days if you're willing to save $12 a day. And you're saying, okay, yeah, but how can I do that? So I've been coaching a few women, and one thing I've noticed pretty much, if 9 out of 10 of them, is that when you're not tracking money, you really don't know what you're spending, right? And most people don't track what they're spending. They're just pulling out their debit card and they're going to get coffee at the favorite coffee shop on their way to work. They're stopping for breakfast. They're spending money on lunch. And before you know it, they've already spent $30 that day just doing their normal routine because it's what they've done. They don't think about it. They don't track it. They have the money in their wallet or their purse or on their debit card, and they're just doing that. And so before you know it, they've spent well over $84 in just that week to do these things. But that's all it takes to save $1,000 in 90 days. $12 a day. You multiply that by 7, that gives you $84. If you take $84 and you multiply that by 12 weeks, that's going to give you $1,008. If you do the $12 per day, just by changing those little things, maybe stopping at a friend's house, parent house, whatever, to get your coffee or make your coffee at home, making your breakfast at home, taking your own lunch, that right there can already save you $12 a day. Because I've done it, right? I bought the coffee. One of my clients, I think she said she bought a caramel frappe something every day. That's $6. Then she would stop at our favorite Arches, I'll say that, to get a breakfast sandwich. Now, that's another $5. We're already right at $11, almost $12. It's not even lunchtime. So just making, right, a few adjustments, whether they're temporary or permanent, you'll be able to save $1,000 in 90 days. I also created a tracker, right? This tracker that I've created can help you track your money every day so you can get that $12 saved. And then by the end of the 90-day period, you will have $1,080 if you do $12 a day for 90 days, right? If you do $84 a week, you're going to end up having $1,008. So a little less, but you're still going to reach $1,000. So what I have a question is, what are you willing to change temporarily or permanent to save this money? Because if you can do it in 90 days, then guess what? In another 90 days, now you got 2,000. In another 90 days, now you got 3,000. And within a 12-month period, you've saved 4,000, right? And once you get in a habit of savings, you can double that, increase that easily because you've gotten into a habit, a discipline of putting money aside. Now, y'all know we spend $12 on junk. Easy. We stop at, our favorite supermarket, or our favorite, lunch spot, breakfast spot, coffee shop. It's already spent. And then if we decide on our way home, we're not cooking, guess what? If you got a family of 3 like me, if I decide I'm not cooking, wherever I go to get something quick for my family, it's costing us anywhere from $35 to $40. And that's just for a family of 3, right? So even if you are on your own, like one of my clients, she's single. If she gets her something on the way home to not have to cook dinner, she says she's easily spending $15 to $20 to get a sandwich, fry, and a drink, or some wings, or whatever it is. She's easily spending $15 to $20. Guess what? If we would just change those things and say, I'm going to, get me some things that I can make at home quickly. And even if you're not a cook, right? One of my clients, she's like, I do this because I don't know how to cook. We talked about some simple recipes. If you're going out to buy burgers and fries, but if you made burgers and fries, it's a little cheaper, right? Because it can carry you a couple of days. So we just talked about some tacos, spaghetti, burgers and fries, chicken tenders and fries, whatever. Make sure you add a vegetable in that because, you can't just eat fries every day. But anyway, but I understood why she was dining out daily because she's not a cooker. But I'm like, well, you know what you like. She says she likes to make sandwiches. She likes to buy sandwiches. So she likes to buy sub sandwiches. So we went through like, hey, go to the store, get the turkey, the ham, whatever it is, the lettuce, the tomatoes, the onions, and buy you some nice bread and make your own sandwiches that you can take to work for that week. Because, if you buy it like that, you're going to have it for the whole week, not just for a day, right? That way, you're going to be saving money every day because you're not eating out. So, $1,000 in 90 days. Ladies, we can do this. We got to make some changes. We got to track what we're doing out of the day, right? We got to track our spending. We got to be intentional about, hey, what's more important? Me getting this coffee from, my local or my favorite coffee shop, or me setting aside $1,000 that can help me in the event something happens. Car breakdown, refrigerator's not working, washer and dryer, baby need a new pair of shoes, whatever that is for you. What would it be like to begin to have that savings account so that when you do want to take your kids to the water park in the summer, you have the money saved up to do so? You don't have to go and figure out how you're going to skip a bill, rearrange finances to make it work. You have the money saved. And now it's even a better time because we're entering tax season. Yesterday was the first day that you could begin filing your taxes if you have all your paperwork. So some of us are going to get, I wish it was me, but it's not. But some of us are going to get big tax refunds, right? What could you do with that money? Before you get out there and get happy and start spending, write a list. What could you do? I'm going to tell you, save some, pay off some debt, and then, buy you a few trinkets if you want to. But the first thing you need to do is to figure out how much of that are you going to save. One of my clients, I think she said last year she got 7,000. Honey, child, I wish. Right? She got $7,000, right? But when she started moving and she had to buy furniture and all that, it went away within a couple of months. And then she didn't have anything and she was back to square one. So that's why we want to, if you got that lump sum coming, use it to your advantage. Save some of it. Save some of it, I'm sorry. And then begin to build on what you've already saved, right? If you start the $1,000 challenge where you can do this in 90 days, okay, that's the start. When you get that lump sum, put some of that aside, whether it's 10% of it, 1,000 of it, 2,000, whatever it is you got coming in, figure out what that dollar amount is that you're going to save, add to that, and then continue to build on it. Now, how are you going to hold on to what you've saved? The money that you're saving, you need to set it up in a new savings account. So go to a local credit union, find one near you where you can actually go there and set up a savings account. Most credit unions have you do a deposit of $5 and then you put your money into that account, right? You will not get a debit card for this particular account because you don't want to have easy access. Because I've done it before where you save some money and you all excited, and then before you know it, you transferring it back to that checking account, spending it on stuff that you can't even remember, right? So go to your local credit union in your area, open up a savings account, become a member. Put your initial savings, that $12 per day, $84 per week, however you're going to do it, put it in that account. Do not get an ATM card because you do not want to have immediate access to that money. You want to build that money for a rainy day, right? So let me tell you about a story. So in the Bible, I'm a God's girl. So if you're offended by the Bible or God or Jesus, this might not be your channel. Okay. However, in the Bible, there is a story in Proverbs 6:6 that talks about the ant. It's a parable, right? It talks about how the ant is diligent. Like nobody's telling the ant what to do. They don't have a commander or anybody telling them, hey, you need to start storing up for the winter. So it's in the summer and the ant is storing up food, right? While everybody's out there at the pool, kicking it, partying, they lit up, right? That ant is diligent about saving or putting up their food, stockpiling money, whatever that ant is doing. They are really diligent. Now, they see everybody having fun. They might join in a day or two, but they're going to stay on track. Like, no, I can't do that because I need to stack this food, put up a harvest so that when winter comes, when there's a time I can't work, when there's a time I can't do what I need to do, I have something set aside to survive until the next summer. When it's a better season, I can go back to saving again, right? My mother always said, rainy days come, winter comes. Something happens where you can't do what you normally are used to doing, and then you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I survive in this season? The ant is like in the summer when everything's good, when I got my energy, when I got the money coming in, I'm a stockpile. I'm a save. I'm going to put it aside because when winter hit and I can't get out and I can't do, and I've been laid off and I don't have the energy or whatever the case may be, I'm going to be okay till that new season comes where I can do this again. We have to stop thinking that I got one more paycheck coming. I get paid next week, or in 2 more weeks, I'll get some more money. What if they decide you come in today or tomorrow and, well, we're going to be downsizing? Nobody wants to hear that, but it's happening every day where companies are downsizing and you didn't see it coming. And now you're trying to figure out what in the world am I going to do? Now is the time when you got this possibly big lump sum coming from your taxes, put it away. While you are still working, figure out how you can save $12 a day to hit the $1,000 goal in 90 days. And then once you hit it once, rinse and repeat so that you can do it again. And once you hit it the second time, rinse and repeat so you can do it the third time. And then now you're such in a rhythm where you can save no problem. And then once you hit your goal, I want you to automate it. Have $25 coming out of each paycheck or 50, whatever you can afford. Have that start coming out of your savings account. So now it's automatically happening. You want to have it go to that savings account that's across town at that credit union that you do not have a debit card or ATM card for, because your whole goal is to save money. I'm telling you, I would not have been able to be off work for 13 months if it had not been that I became a saver. I wasn't always that way because I just didn't have it. I didn't even understand the discipline of it because I was just surviving. I was a single mama with a little boy that was dependent on me, and I was in survival mode. I wasn't thinking about saving because in my eyes, I didn't have it. However, once I just made a few changes and I realized like I always had it when I had little money, a lot of money, I always had it. I just chose to do something else with it because I didn't have a plan, a budget, which we don't like to talk about, but I didn't have a spending plan in place. I wasn't intentional. I didn't really think about being laid off until it happened to me. You have to start thinking about that now. So begin saving. In the link, I'm sorry, under this video that you'll find a link. It's going to have the free savings tracker that you'll be able to download for free at no cost. Post it on your refrigerator. Put it somewhere where if it's just you and you're single, that you can see it every day and that you are coloring in the little piggy banks to say, I saved my $12 today. I saved, it's 2 pages, 45 little piggy banks on each page. And as you are saving, color them in. When they're all colored, you know you have hit your $1,000 goal, and you want to do it in 90 days, right? So you'll be able to download it at no cost to you, so that you can begin using it. And you can, once you print it, you can copy it as many times as you want, share with your friends and family, or just send them to the link so that they can also get it. But get your kids involved. My son is my youngest son. Now, my oldest son, the one I was in survival mode with, he getting it together. He doing better. But my youngest son, which is still a minor, he is definitely a penny pincher. He is a saver. He don't want to spend his money. He just want to spend mine. But when we have a goal, he's like, okay, Ma, how close are we to the goal? He's excited. He's coming back. Well, I saved $5 because I went to the store with 10. I came back with 5. He's really excited. So if you get your kids involved, they're going to help you. You can do it. Save $12 a day for 90 days and you'll reach your $1,000 goal. Listen, again, my name is Jamila Davis Williams. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you heard today, if I'm helping you in any kind of way, please share, like, and be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to do my best to try to, stay consistent with YouTube, so I can help you save, budget, and pay off that debt so that you can have a financially free life and live free of financial stress. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.